Welcome back to another episode of Becoming Confident with me, your host, Cleopatra Williams. If you are new here, this is a place where I initiate those raw conversations on topics I believe contribute to and is impacted by your self-esteem and your confidence. If you are on a journey or you're ready to start your journey to becoming your best self, becoming confident, then this podcast is for you. If you are listening on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the show so that you never miss out on an episode. Let's get started. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. It is the world's largest online therapy platform service. See, I know how important it is when you're on your becoming confident journey to prioritize your mental health. Back in April 2022 is when I started BetterHelp. I was falling apart and I was ready to just give up. However, I knew that giving up wasn't an option. What I absolutely love about BetterHelp is that I was able to choose a woman of color and someone who was faith-based. Both super important to me. They found me a licensed therapist within 24 hours, and I've been rocking with her ever since. Now, did I mention that it's 100% online? Yeah, we love that, right? So, if you are ready to make your mental health a priority on your becoming confident journey, BetterHelp is giving you 15% off your first month when you sign up using my link that will be placed in the show notes, and you can just enter my code Cleopatra Williams, or you can just go ahead to betterhelp.com/Cleopatra Williams. I hope this helps you guys. Welcome back to another episode, guys, of Becoming Confident. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how in this season, my focus is going to be on allowing myself to receive a life of ease in this journey of becoming confident, guys, because it has not been like that whatsoever. I absolutely love this new path that I'm going down, and I'm so excited to share that with you because I really hope that whatever I talk about here, it empowers you and inspires you to do the same. So let's get into the episode. I'm super excited to share it with you. Okay, so allowing myself to receive a life of ease. What does that even mean? What does that really look like? And why is this so important to me? So for majority of my life, I would say like my adult life, right? I've been so focused on just making it successful. Of course, what that looks like is financially successful. And that has been a lot of my focus my whole adult life, as long as I can remember. And that really caused me to overwork a lot. And I know that in our society, like we're really used to that, but I overworked so much, probably like 80 hours a week sometimes. It caused me to feel guilty for saying yes to things such as having fun or going out, socializing. And the reason why I would feel guilty for it, because I felt like I don't deserve to have fun, because if I'm not successful, why am I allowed to have any fun? I wasn't solely present when I was around people that I really cared about. A lot of times when I'm around them, I would literally be thinking about, what do I need to do? What is the next thing that I need to do? I was not there. I felt guilty many times for just like sleeping in. If I felt like if I slept over 7 o'clock, I would literally like beat myself up, because I'm like, who sleeps in? We got stuff to do. If you're not successful the way that you want to be, sleeping in is not even something that should be on your mind. I had a lot of that mentality that was ingrained in me. Remember how in the last episode where I was talking about overcoming the feeling of being further along, I talked about like mindset and how you should be focusing on how far you came versus where you should be, because that causes you to be really stressed out and feeling down on yourself. Yeah, that was me. I lived that for so many years, and I was in constant battle of that mindset as, oh my gosh, I should be further along. I'm not where I want to be. I need to be further along, and that stressed me out. And the reason why I was like that, and I'm sure many of you guys can relate, is because I just wasn't happy with where I was at in my life. Just not being fulfilled, not feeling like I was doing what I want to be doing, feeling stuck and unsatisfied. So of course is that tendency of saying, oh, I wish I was further along, because you're not where you really desire to be, especially financially and career wise. And now I would say on my confidence journey, I've absolutely learned how to focus on the desired outcome versus the undesirable outcome. However, that didn't necessarily stop me from overworking myself. It didn't stop some of those old habits of like, okay, if I'm not where I should be, then I need to work harder. right? I need to be more strategic and I need to work faster. I need to work harder. And sometimes I will even think to myself, man, I'm just going to sleep like 4 hours. I'm going to sleep like 5 hours and not try to get those full 8 hours because I didn't feel like I deserved it. And so now, even though I'm a lot closer to my desires, I still feel like I'm very far. I do have moments where I do feel a little bit down because I'm not exactly where I want to be financially. And because of that, I have a real habit of putting a lot of stress and pressure on myself. I am the only one that takes care of me and my daughter. And because I have a really high standard for myself, I set a really high bar for myself. I just feel like I'm a smart person. I'm not just talking about like education based, it's just like my mindset, I think, is really good. I can easily grasp concepts. I'm not someone who just like stands stills and don't know how to pivot and don't know how to maneuver. However, it always was a struggle to just get to where I want to be financially. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. I put a lot of high pressure on myself because I know what I'm capable of, right? And I know what I want and I know that it's possible to get it. So I don't understand why it's not happening the way I desire for it to happen. And so I talked about this in one of the last previous journey updates of how I decided to no longer overwork myself and how I was going against something that I truly valued, which was resting and being able to relax, enjoy life, and have fun. And I explained that I was noticing that I was starting to be a little bit unhappy with life, right? I was just feeling unhappy. Yes, I feel good about who I am. And at the same time, I was just feeling unhappy in general. And the reason why is that I really didn't enjoy my summer, like at all. I feel like I was watching so many people have fun and I wasn't. I was stuck at my computer figuring things out. And I didn't enjoy myself. I felt really alone for months. I would get invited to go somewhere and I would just say, I can't go. And it was so saddening. Like, I just wouldn't allow myself to have fun because I just felt like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just not going to go. My body was feeling extremely sluggish. It was feeling low energy, just fatigue, not good. I wasn't keeping up with my physical health, even though I'm pretty active. I wasn't consistent with doing it multiple times a week like I love to do. Naturally, I love to work out minimum of 3 days a week. And I was only doing like 1 day a week because I just felt like I don't have time to do that. And that's something that's so important to me. And that's something that my most confident self does is I prioritize my physical health because it's just so important to me. I love to look good. For me, I love my body to look fit. And that's important to me. So the fact that I was putting that a little bit on the back burner, it definitely didn't make me feel good. And what I realized after spending time with myself, sitting with myself, listening to my thoughts, writing out my thoughts, writing on my feelings is that one, I lost touch with something that I truly valued. Number two is that I did it to myself. And number three, what I realized is that I did not allow myself to receive a life of ease. Subconsciously, I felt like I wasn't deserving of a life of ease if I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I'm going to break down how sitting with myself, listen to my thoughts, and write out my feelings, how I've learned where this kind of came from. All right. So, coming from a family that really didn't have much money, and me always hearing how hard it is to make money, especially like I've been around mostly women in my family, majority are single women, and always seeing them struggle with money, always seeing them say how hard it is to make a lot of money, and always seeing them mostly without needing help from someone else to help them get money, really put in my mind that it's just hard to be successful. It put in my mind that success and money doesn't come to people like us. That in order to make a lot of money or be successful, you have to, one, be another race, or you have to have been born into money, or you just have to be really smart. And because of that, all I seen was that people in my family just settle and they kind of accept what they're giving. They just kind of settle for going to the limit, their upper limit of what they're capable of achieving, of what can get them by and just be okay with living that way, right? Paycheck to paycheck, as long as they are getting by and being content with that, because number one is the norm, right? It's the norm for a lot of people to just be content and accept what is, because that's the easier route to go. And so when I entered into my adult life, I already knew that for me, that's not what I wanted. I always had this like internal desire to just be more, to go after more, because that's what I really, really wanted. I just didn't know what it was that I was going to go after. I kind of had this mindset like, I'm not going to be the one that just settles. I'm going to make it happen for me. I'm not going to just take what life gives me, and I'm going to prove it to them that is possible. And in hopes that either one, I inspire them to kind of go after more themselves and stop thinking that they're so limited because of where they came from or the degrees that they don't have or whatever. I just wanted to prove that it was possible. Plus, tie with the messages that you get when you're just in the entrepreneurial space, that you need to sleep when you're dead, you need to wake up at 4 a.m., yada, yada, all of the stuff that in the entrepreneurial space that they tell you you have to do. Nobody tells you that you need to rise. So between those two messages, it just put me in a state of subconsciously always trying to prove a point and low-key seeking some kind of validation, trying to prove a point that success is possible for people like me, especially for the people like me in my family, trying to prove a point that I could be the one to break the generational curse, and trying to prove the point that I have what it takes. You always see how these successful people, they're able to retire their mom, their family is good. And I wanted to be like that. I wanted my family, or specifically, I would say like my mom, like to just be proud of me. Part of me felt responsible to retire my mom, to, make so much money that I can invest in like whatever my family wants to do, if they want to try something, and giving them the experiences that they've never had, like taking certain vacations across the world or just whatever. I wanted to be able to give that to them. And I felt like I was the one responsible for it. And I always just kind of carry that on my shoulders. And officially, I am so glad to say, guys, I am so glad to say that I am fully detaching from that concept. I'm detaching from that completely. I am not Captain Savior. My family is just as capable as I am. They have the ability to learn just as much as I can and gain new skills. However, if they don't want to, that is perfectly fine and that is okay. I'm just happy to say it is no longer my responsibility. And also, I want to say is I'm the one that put that responsibility on me, not them. I am releasing myself from needing them to feel proud of me. I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself for taking chances, for taking risks, for being uncomfortable so that I can grow, for investing thousands into myself. Even when I didn't have any money to invest, I still did it. I am proud of me for never giving up, and I'm so proud of me for just believing that is so possible for someone like me. And I don't care how hard it is, I won't give up, no matter how many times I fail in front of them. And my future self, my most confident self, will be so proud that I never gave up on me. And so because of that, that allows me to release myself from the hustle and the pressure of having to work so hard. I'm even releasing myself from the time, because when it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. I just do the work and I just let it happen. So any lesson that you get from this part is release whatever pressure that you have on yourself. Because when you release the pressure that you have on yourself, you're able to relax more and experience more ease. And so if you are someone who is hustling, who is overworking, this is an opportunity for you to take the time to ask yourself, why are you overworking? Why are you working so hard with whatever you're doing? What messages were you given since you were a young child that maybe you heard your family say over and over, money doesn't grow on trees or whatever, right? What is something that you heard all the time that you kind of took it into yourself and you kind of internalized that as a part of your identity? Who are you trying to prove yourself to? And what validation are you looking for? And if you are looking for some sort of validation, I challenge you to start giving yourself that validation. I was kind of looking for my family to, specifically, I would say my mom, of course, would be proud of me. And now I'm learning to not care anymore, right? I'm proud of myself. And that's all that matters, because nobody sees your mind. Nobody sees your vision. And I'm sure if you're on this journey, you want to inspire other people to become the best they can be. And so you do that by just doing it for you, but don't put the pressure on you so that you can inspire them. So I challenge you to, whatever validation that you're looking for, give that to yourself, and give that to yourself over and over and over and over again. Okay, so let's jump in. What is allowing myself to receive a life of ease? What is that doing for me? Allowing myself to receive a life of ease is actually boosting my confidence. And it is also a test to see how confident I really am. It's challenging me. And what I mean by that is, instead of depleting myself of energy because I'm overworking and doing all of those things and not giving myself the time to just chill, time to relax, time to rest and pour into me, it actually boosts my energy to keep going, because I've been able to relax and I feel good. My body feels energized. My body feels good. And because I'm able to relax, I'm able to read more books. I'm able to go to the beach more and just see how limitless and how many amazing opportunities in this world, just by looking and just seeing how big this world is. And it kind of detaches me from thinking so small, right? From being inside my head to thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm just me. Can I really do this? But then you just look and like, yes, look at this. This is amazing, right? So giving myself that time allowed me to tap into my creativity. It gives me time from being burnt out and just being able to think and come up with amazing things and pour into myself and love on myself. It gives me time to self-care, to do my hair, to take care of my self-image. It gives me time to just watch movies, watch these funny romantic movies that I love watching. That makes me laugh, makes me feel good, just give me so much hope for the future, whatever like future love life that I have, right? It just gets me so excited when I allow myself to have those moments, and especially without feeling guilty. And so when I get back to showing up to what I desire to do, what I feel called to do, and show up for you guys, I don't feel tired. I feel good. I feel alive. I feel creative. And I feel like that just shows in my voice and my body and my eyes. Allowing myself to receive a life of ease does that. And that makes me feel so much more confident in myself, so much sure of myself and how I am showing up in the world. And so, how is it challenging me and actually testing my confidence? Is because this does not come easy, okay? Confidence does not come easy. It is challenging me. Even though I decided to not overwork and hustle, it is challenging me to do the work hard in the moments that I'm working, being focused and being intentional. But it's also challenging me to, after I do that, to stop, to relax, and to trust that all is well, that the work that I put in is enough. And it's challenging me to set boundaries with myself. If I say I'm not going to work over this amount of hours, then I'm not going to do that. And it's challenging me to just have a confidence in trusting that the work that I do is good enough and the results that I want is going to come to fruition. It is testing my faith of, do I really believe in my heart that everything that I desire, I will receive without having to work so hard, without having to overwork and burn myself out? Will I receive it? So it's testing me, it's challenging my faith, right? It's challenging my confidence in myself and my faith in God, and trust that without a doubt, because then I should lose my attachment to the time frame. And so this is a true test, guys. When I tell you it is not easy, because my body is kind of like addicted to overworking. Honestly, my mindset is kind of addicted to it because I've done it for so long. It's literally ingrained in me. But when I tell you, your girl is fed up. Your girl is over it. Like, it literally makes me nauseous to think that I have to overwork to achieve something. I would rather not do anything. And so it's very challenging because sometimes I'm like, oh, let me just put in an extra hour. Instead of sleeping 8 hours, I'm gonna try to sleep for 7. I'll be fine. I can still do little things like that, right? Because it's just so ingrained in me. But here's the thing, and this is something that I'm constantly telling myself and reminding myself over and over when I don't listen to those desires that I truly want is this. I was doing that for so many years. I was overworking, hustling for so many years. I still didn't get the results that I was looking for. Still, for so many years. So try something different so that I can get the results that I'm looking for. And that difference is me allowing myself to receive a life of ease, allowing myself to just relax, allowing myself to not stress, right? To not stress, not worry, allowing myself to just be present. Do those things differently and trust that I'm going to receive different results. Because, of course, that's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So, I'm fully trying to detach. I'm not even going to say trying. I'm fully working on it every single day to detach from the mindset that I have to overwork and have to work hard, thinking that is going to get me different results. And I've been doing it for so many years. So I'm connecting myself to the thought of doing something differently and getting different results. And whatever time that comes and whatever time that happens, that just happens. It is what it is. That is just allowing myself to receive a life of ease. Listen, I hope whatever, I'm talking to somebody right now. I know a lot of you, some of you may not be entrepreneurs. Some of you may be entrepreneurs. Some of you may be working for somebody, and that is absolutely okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But maybe you are overworker. Maybe you are burnt out, child. Maybe you have kids or whatever you're doing. But it is like setting a full boundary with yourself that you just have to. In order to give yourself a life of ease, you have to, like, we all want this soft life, right? This soft life era. We all want that. But if you work hard and overwork yourself to death to receive that, when you officially achieve the results that you want, meaning maybe financial goals or whatever goals you're looking for, you're still not going to know how to just be soft. You're still not going to know how to receive a life of ease, right? You just have to start doing it now, even when it doesn't feel like you deserve it. Even when it feels like, oh man, my money isn't where it's at. Like, I have to work harder. I have to work harder. You won't understand what it feels like. So you just have to start now, even when you don't feel quite like you're there. You have to learn how to give yourself a life of ease. And that's just really learning to embody the person that you want to be. It's so uncomfortable. Like, trust me, I'm going through it right now. It is such an uncomfortable thing, but it's so important for me. And I know it's so important for a lot of us. This is why we're so into self care and wellness and mindset and all of these things, is because we all want that. We all desire that. However, it's not easy for a lot of us because a lot of us did not come from money. A lot of us is trying to detach ourselves from the mindset that our family gave us. And, that causes us to overwork ourselves so that we can just make it out, so we can be different, so we can start giving our kids and, a better life. And a lot of us also want to give our family a better life. But I challenge you to detach yourself from trying to save your family. Save yourself and save the generation that comes from you. And there's nothing wrong with sharing your blessings with the people that you love, because I know for a fact that I am going to absolutely do that 1000%. I want to be able to do it. I love to do that. However, I'm not putting myself on that timeline and having that added pressure of, oh my gosh, I need to retire my mom. Okay. And so I challenge you to Do that too. Detach from the time frame. Detach from the time frame that you're looking for to become your most confident self, right? Because again, guys, we're overcoming so many old habits, old mindsets, subconscious things that we've learned as children, as teenagers, that we're still overcoming. We're still learning to embody a whole nother person. It's going to take time. And yes, maybe for some people, you might see other people achieving things faster and becoming better faster. That doesn't mean that your time won't come. So I just challenge you to allow yourself to receive a life of ease, because I truly believe that this is amazing and a clear and a really important direction to go in on your confidence journey, because becoming confident is not just walking into a room and everybody looks at you because you just look so confident and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that's part of it, right? You walking into a room, you owning yourself, but it really embodies your overall well-being. And being burnt out and feeling stressed and overworked, that doesn't feed into your well-being. It drains you. It drains you. It adds stress, and stress can affect your self-image, right? Getting bags under your eyes and you feeling tired. You don't have time to do anything else. Like, it is not it. I know I went on a tangent, but I just want you to like really grasp that. Like, I feel like this is really the most amazing for me direction that I can start going into. And it's so scary because it's so uncomfortable for me to feel like I'm going to get my desires without having to working so hard. And it's me just, rewiring my brain, reprogramming how I used to think. And it's not easy whatsoever, but I'm up for the challenge, and it is something that I am excited to share with you and let you know how things go as I go down this path of just allowing myself to receive a life of ease. Because allowing myself to receive a life of ease really just allows me also to make time for other things besides becoming successful. That's really important to me. It's sending me messages, my body, my mind, messages that I am an important person. I deserve to rest and relax, that I value my well being, that I love myself, and that I trust myself, and that I'm confident in myself enough to know that all is well. I want to be able to make time for other things and still trust and believe that my other desires are going to come true. And what I know wholeheartedly and what I'm just so, so passionate about is the process of becoming, that love becoming, the be, do, have principle, is because my best self, my most confident self will without a doubt have what my best self will have, as long as I'm doing what my best self would do. And in order to do what my best self will do is that I need to become what my best self will become, what my most confident self will be. And so I'm allowing myself to become that person that receives a life of ease now by taking on that identity and doing things as she will do. And that's like just relieving myself from so much pressure that I put on myself, trying to prove a point and trying to just validate that I have it within me. This also made me realize that even on this journey of embodying the person that I desire to be, my most confident self, is that I need to also allow myself to receive ease in this process as well. And what I mean by that is, as I tell you to write out your full list of who is the person that you truly desire to be, and what does she look like? What does she act like? What does she speak like? What does she dress like? Doing all of these things. And I tell you to embody that person. You start acting as if now, right? And with that being said, it is very easy to look at your list. Maybe you have like 50 things to 100 things on that list, and you're trying to do everything at once. And I'm just here to tell you that that is not how it is going to benefit you in the most beneficial way, if that even makes any sense. Like sometimes you just have to break it down in sections. And the reason why sometimes we're like trying to do everything at one time is because we're trying to get to our most confident self now. We feel like this is a race. We have to get there now. And I'm here to tell you that it is not a race. It is absolutely a journey. And the reason why I say that is because it is a journey, it is okay to break things down. It is okay to be at different levels on your confidence journey, and you have different goals at different points, right? And the thing is that you're going to have to embody certain things long enough to really get it ingrained with you, right? Maybe your best self, maybe your most confident self is someone who is able to make really clear eye contact when you're in conversation with somebody. Also, maybe your most confident self, I'm taking things from me, is someone who is very decisive, don't need outside opinions to make decisions for yourself. Maybe you're someone who is disciplined with time management. Maybe your most confident self is someone who is a great cook. Maybe your most confident self is someone who really focuses on her self-image. It's like so many things, right? Trying to juggle all of these things at the same time won't be fully beneficial. Maybe 1 month you spend on trying to focus on making eye contact. Every conversation that you're in, you challenge yourself to make eye contact. You look at your most confident self list daily and you say, I'm going to focus on eye contact, and I'm going to focus on time management, and I'm going to focus on my self-image. Maybe just putting on makeup every day, or just, putting some mascara on every day, right? Maybe that is just your baby steps challenge. Focus on these 3 things every day for a month or 3 months to really get it ingrained in you. Or 6 months, who knows, right? Until you fully get embodied in you and you don't even have to think about it anymore because it's so in you. It became a part of you. And now you can start working on the other things. And that's a challenge for me is being able to just say, I'm going to focus on these things. And so this season for me is allowing myself to have ease. I'm working on consistency. That's really important to me. And I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, but there's so much more. And I'm going to make an episode about those. And I'm really excited to share that with you as well. However, just want to say, give yourself ease throughout this journey, especially when you're trying to embody someone that you are not fully yet. Again, we're breaking old habits and we're building new habits. We're breaking old personalities and we're building new personalities. And so, yeah, like spend time with each part of your most confident self. Spend time, get to know her, enjoy her, learn the lessons that you need to learn as you're on each level of your most confident self, and find enjoyment in that. And so I'm really working on working on that. And just no stress, ease. We let it flow because that is our God-given right, is having peace of mind, peace in our hearts. Yeah, I'm just so excited for this next phase and my becoming confident journey, this new season. And I love that it's fall time. Like it's a whole vibe, but it's about to be fall. But I'm so proud of myself for taking this step. And I'm gonna do my very best to not have any setbacks. I'm just gonna have my weekly check-ins, listen to my body to make sure that I'm in alignment. I think me sharing this with you guys, and I think this is why it's so amazing to kind of just share your journey. Guys, if you are listening, share your journey, share your story, because when you do that, it holds you to some kind of accountability because you have people listening, and that kind of pressures you in a really good way to keep going. And so this whole mindset shift has really just opened me up so much. I've been so used to just the struggle, like the grind, being so used to just working so hard and overworking and not getting results that I desire to get. And crying and being so down and out about it. But I am doing something new and I'm really excited about that. So guys, that is it for this episode. All in all, I hope that me sharing this journey update really inspires you to step into a life of receiving ease, allowing yourself to receive that ease in your life because you deserve it. We all want that soft life. We all want to experience that, but there's no soft life on the outside if you don't have a soft life on the inside. And that's something internal, right? This whole receiving a life of ease is something that happens from within that you have to work with. And so I hope that this helps you step into new levels on your journey. I hope that this empowers you and helps you build a healthier self-esteem and maybe stick into things that you value. I'm sure you value to be at ease, right? You value peace of mind, being present. Those are things a lot of us value. It's just hard to stick by. And so I hope all in all this episode helped you. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up. This is going to help me reach more people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you subscribe to the show. Don't miss out on an episode. And until next time, guys, bye.